Preach. So, okay, when I first heard your name, I thought you were going to be a typical 1990s sounding, straight out of the Bronx.
When I do my thing, I go round.
Yeah, I thought you were going to be one of those kind of artists. How? Electro? Why? Pop? Huh?
You know, hip hop is electro, man. Electro is hip hop. Everything is hip hop at the end of the day. And I grew up, you know, not to give my age away or anything, but I grew up in the 80s. When, you know, Kid and Play and Heavy D and Big Daddy Kane, that to me was hip hop. That's the sound of hip hop. And, you know, the neon colors and dancing, the fact that everybody in hip hop, you weren't nothing if you couldn't dance, if you couldn't move. You know, trust me, you gonna see me dancing in some videos, man. It ain't soft anymore. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah. I mean, also, to tell the truth, you go to any label right now and you try to sell them anything that sounds like boom bap or anything that sounds like you know, some a new version, an upgraded version of Wu-Tang, you're not getting far. You know, unless you could get to knock on Eminem's door and, you know, get through that Slaughterhouse Avenue right now, it's not really happening. I make music to eat. You know, I make music because I love to, but if you really want to hear my true expression and, you know, how I feel about worldviews and blah, 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 you got to go pick up my old album. You know, I did that on the first album. You know what I mean? I did that on the mixtapes and stuff like that. You could come to Community and you can hear me, you know, drop some, you know, some different views and stuff like that. But right now, I'm making music that can translate to the world and that can make people move. You know, I like to move. I kind of looked at my circumstance at a certain point and I was like, I'm making music right now to satisfy a certain status quo that I think should be listening to my music, which was my peers, which is my friends. At the end of the day, your friends don't really care too much about your music. You know what I mean? Because your friends are your friends. You know, your friends are the ones that are sitting around. Your true friends are going to be like, yo, I got your back. You know, but the people that you're trying to satisfy and, you know, your 31 other friends and stuff that you're like, yo, they're not bobbing their heads. You know, it doesn't really matter because I'm not trying to be a local superstar anymore. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I was like, I need to make music for the world. And what the world knows of me is that I used to be a DJ, is that I'm a very hyperactive person, is that I like pop music. When my friends come over, they hear me listening to Bow Wow and Katy Perry and whatever it is. So I'm like, that's really my expression. I'm good at it, you know, and we're at a point where you can get away with it in hip hop right now. And I think that is the new Kid and Play. You know what I mean? I think all this, the David Guetta stuff and everything that Nicki Minaj is doing, I think that's the new Big Daddy Kane. You know what I mean? Right. And that's what I want to be I want to be at the forefront of that when it comes to Northern music.
So 14 years, you know, you still held it out. You really perfected your craft and have been in the game for even more than 14 years, a little bit more.
It's making the man feel so old. That's not nice.
Well, no, you know what? Listen, this is it is my the 15th anniversary, my 15th summer as an entertainer, as a DJ. Shout out Black Temple, you know, shout out Jabi, shout out Mad Cliff, shout out all the DJs that brought me up. It's my life is kind of coming full circle, you know what I mean? And I look at certain things like I was meant to do this. You know, my mother and my father met at London Records, which became Polygram Records, Polydor. You know, they used to work on the presses and stuff like that, you know, so I was meant to be a little musical baby. You know, my god brother is Shame Dog, who was the purveyor of a lot of people's music, you know, and he was the one that made sure that I kept on doing what I did, you know, and he's still continuing to make sure that I keep on doing what I do, even though he's not here in a physical form. And let me sidebar and say that over the last year, since I lost my god brother, I think a lot of the moves that I've made has been because of his spirit, because his angel's out there and he wants us to do this. And he told me specifically that, you know what I mean, if anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be our family. You know, it's just a love thing. So you know, my first record, I bought my first record from Don Smooth. and Street Sounds, you know what I mean?
Sounds.
DJ Tough, you know, so it's like everything kind of comes full circle for me when I look at, you know, just making music right now, you know, and 14 years, 15 years, went through the high school grind, went through all of that, and I really like to thank everybody that's been here with me and that promoted me. Gary T gave me some of my first parties back in the day, Peter Red and all them guys, you know, so
Really
big
good
everybody
DJs.
up, big the whole city up that was here on this journey, and I hope people continue to be on this journey with me.
Now, and we're here with you, and that's why you're here. Now, from 14 years and, you know, losing somebody, many close people, you know, throughout that walk, what would be, you know, because a lot of people are forgetting the youth, and you've been in the community centers from time.
Definitely.
What's that message right now from what they're going through and the kind of system that they're going through?
Well,
talk to us, talk to them.
You know, Preach Ankobia used to be known as the voice of the streets, you know. I am the original voice of the streets of the city. You know, I put that title out, and there's been a lot of projects that have popped up, you know, since time, whatever the case is. And I'm like, you know, enough respect. It just shows you that energy carries, and that when people respect a certain energy, I don't want to say anything about emulation, but, you know what I mean, they just continue that energy on, right? I'll go forward to say that right now, I'm known as the world ruler and the lucid dreamer. You know, when I say that,
The world
you know,
ruler.
the world ruler and the lucid dreamer, meaning that I look at the world like everything is conquerable. You know, people say that capitalism is a bad thing, but I'm like, what's been wrong with the world is that enough of us hippy dippy Rasta-ish people haven't become capitalists and haven't been able to start stepping up to the table with Bill Gates and Donald Trump and all them people that say, listen, if I don't want you to cut those trees down, right? Instead of turning around and telling you about, yo, you know what? Because Just Selassie I said not to cut them trees, I'd rather have $1 billion and tell you can't touch the forest. I bought it, you know? So I started looking at things like, yo, listen, the world that they set up for us is a conquestable world, right? For me to be able to maneuver around this world, I have to be a world ruler. And I dream on my feet. I am a lucid dreamer. And all my dreams that I have put through my mind or that crossed my mind are now coming through. So what I could tell any youth, you know what I mean, is believe in dreams, believe in inspiration, believe in imagination, believe in just the power of the mind, because everything starts in your mind. You know what I mean? You can sit there and say that you want something 1,000,000 times, but if you do not believe that in your mind, it will never come true, right? As I've told somebody, I was telling somebody the other day, I said, you know, they're telling me that they don't believe that the energy you put out is the energy you get back. And I was like, it's impossible to say that because I am living proof for that. When I was in a basement, when I had no food, when I had no money in my pocket, when I couldn't even afford to get on the city bus to go 2 ways, not even 1 way. You understand? I sat back and I believed. I said, you know what? Something is going to happen. You know what I mean? Something is going to pop. And when my mother was like, you need to go to school. My sister was like, you need to do this. When everybody was telling me that I'm crazy, when my best friends were telling me, guy, hip hop from Montreal will never make anything. It can't go nowhere. I sat there and I said, all right, peace. You know what I mean? So I tell everybody nowadays, yo, if somebody does not believe in you more or equally than you believe in yourself, get them out of your spectrum. You understand? Because you don't need anything that's going to hold you back. Your mind needs to be free to roam, and it needs to be free to imagine a world of things. You understand? And if you cannot be able to do that, and if you negate that on a daily basis or at any given point, those things will not come to you. So don't negate yourself. Believe in yourself. Do not let anybody affect your belief, and continue your road. That's it. You know what I mean? Patience is a virtue. Everybody used to say that to me as a youth, and I was like, nah. But I'm like, wow. You know what? Now I'm sitting back and music is paying a lot. You know what I mean? It has paved a lot for my life right now, and is setting up a comfort zone for me and my family. You understand that I'm like, if I did not believe in myself, this would not be here. So to any youth that's listening, to any youth out there that wants to do anything, I don't business if it's music, if you want to be a lawyer, if you want to build buildings, I don't care. You understand? Just believe in yourself 100%. Sorry, 1,000%. You understand? 1,000%. And when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself it's possible. And when you go to sleep at night, tell yourself it's possible.
So speaking of serious positive vibes, we're running out of time. Let's talk about something seriously positive that you've done. One More Chance that we heard at the last break. is from, like I said earlier, from the feature film Sur le rythme, that's also starring Nico Archambault. For anybody out there who doesn't know who Nico Archambault is, that's the first winner of So You Think You Can Dance Canada.
Okay,
Y'all can place him a bit now. The music video for that song is the first ever urban music video in Canada to be played at Cineplex Odeon movie theaters. And it's also an interactive music video.
Mm-hmm.
Please explain to us interactive music video.
Right now, I am so bad because I cannot remember the name of the software. I'm not one of those digital geeks. All right. But our video is one of the first videos, well, I think the first hip hop video, plain and simple, to actually implement this digital software. Whereas you could go on Facebook and be able to use your Facebook profile picture and say Karen Jones's Facebook profile picture and basically place yourself into certain scenes of this music video that we've added. You know, so there's like a scene where Miss Lady's looking at her iPhone and you pop up on it, and there's another scene where it says like Montreal Loves, and it will say Karen Jones or Chris Taylor or something like that. So that was really cool. Cineplex Odeon, that was just wow. You know what I mean? To just know that I've grown up being like, I want to be in movies. I want to be in movies. I want to be on a big screen. And it's like, this is how it happened. That was just wow. And as I said, like, you know, it's another movement that's made by the people that have my back right now. So it's something that I have to say once again, big up Crystal Films for everything that they're doing right now, because this is just a journey, man.
It's been a journey and it's happening.
Sur le rythme came out last week. Everybody should go out and check it out. Support the local, not just the local actors, but also the local artists. You know, like Preach said, he's on like 75% of
75
the music compilation. So it's worth checking out.
And I do believe it opened as the #1 Quebecois movie over the weekend. So.
All right.
Congrats to that. Congrats, man. Congrats.
Finger snaps.
Congrats.
Finger snaps.
I haven't done that in a while. Preach. How do we find you?
You can check me out on Facebook. Preach Ankobia. PreachAnkobia. You know what I mean? Just for those people that want it phonetically. Don't be looking at me like that.
You listen to the show, man. Everybody's biting my spelling. Anyways.
And, you know, you can hit me up on Twitter. You can definitely go to IamPreachAnkobia.weebly.com, and that's my main landing page. That's where you will be able to find everything and anything about your boy, on my music, the whole catalog. You know, it's been 3 albums worth. Crime in the City right now, you know what I mean? We just pushing that. So if they want to be able to hear any of that, they can, or you can just find me through Crime in the City.
We'll direct them to it too.
You know, CIC all day. You know what I mean? Just crimeinthecity.com, whatever the case, whatever. You know what I mean? Google Crime in the City all day, every day. That's what it is.
So Chris, let's play fill in the blanks.
Fill in the blanks.
Go ahead.
14 years is
long.
First word that came into my mind too.
Montreal is
my soul.
Music is
my life.
Evolution is
science.
Hip hop is
everything.
Soul Perspectives is
home.
CKUT 94.3 FM. We're going to take a short break. Hey, Preach, set up the last track for us.
It doesn't know right now. This is, and they won't be able to hear this till like next year. You know what I mean? So I'm giving you guys a world premiere just because I'm home.
2012 ain't that far.
Hey. Just because I'm home.
It's still summer.
And hold on. I'm about to say it for the first time too. I've given birth to a new style. It's called ghetto pop. You understand? We ain't doing electro pop. We're not doing none of that funky hit. No. This is G pop right now. You understand? So ghetto pop is coming out 2012. This is going to be one of the tracks off of it. This is for all my homies. I brought this for you guys specifically. Actually, Peter D, Chris, Fabian, thank you guys. Karen, I love you.
Hi.
Mwah.
Thank you.
Ciao, boo-boo.